Hey everyone, Nuno here. Welcome back to Aisha Town, episode 32. Today's episode, I'm going to build a lot of stuff, and I'm going to be using probably a lot of time lapses because I want to, first of all, build this amusement park here on the shore. It requires working with the terrain, so I'm going to have to level up terrain and work with water. It's going to be probably a little bit messy. I'm going to go through it. I'm going to explain how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do on a fast time lapse. And also, I'm going to look into what is left, what we need here for the college, if something is needed. I'm going to look also in something I forgot, which is a bus line from the North Park, which is here. You guys cannot see it, but I can show you. Basically here on North Park through the Valley Industries, which we built on the last few episodes. So that is something. People working in here, they have to use their own cars. They don't have any kind of public transportation going there. We don't have any kind of train, nothing. Nothing goes to these locations. So we could build a bus line getting out from here, from the North Park hub, because we have enough space for bus lines in here. We can have a special bus line going through here. We're gonna go and we will see that. I'm also gonna look into Briar. I think it's time to grow up Briar. Not only because we're going to have this amusement park, we have the college. I think Briar could be the next high density location of our city before jumping into this location in here where I believe we can build the downtown. And that should be one of the next steps, or in the next few episodes, starting to build the downtown in here. That also means we're going to have to look into public transportation. I want to bring a subway. I think we can have a subway coming from this location in here, somewhere in the North Park, through Briar and Manor, so we can have people coming from this area in here, through here, without having to wait so much time with the tram line. This is a very long tram line that goes all this way. I may work out with the tram lines, also kind of redesign it. But if I do that, I'll do it off camera and then show it to you guys, just so you guys can see what was done and how it was done. Now, I think Aisha Town, I'll as soon as I finish the downtown, which should be probably the next 10 episodes, hopefully, I think that's going to be it for Aisha Town. I think that's where we can say that most of the things are complete, and I would say I would call it off. But let's focus on today's episode first. Let's build this amusement park. Now, here we have the land. The land for the amusement park is not very big. You have a lot of water in here and not a lot of land to build. Now, there are a few places where we're going to have the entries. I want to have an entry somewhere around here because this place has a tram stop, which is important. We have another location in here where we have a stop also, and I think this one in here we need to level up the terrain, and this could be like the main entrance for the amusement park. And we have, well, basically the other tram stop is around here, so we could have somewhere around here another park entry, and definitely somewhere around here another park entry, because this one in here is kind of nearby here, so people from here, they could kind of walk around and get into that amusement park. Now, we're gonna have to do a lot of land work, so we're gonna have to bring in more, or basically we need to have more land in here in these areas, so we have a bigger area to work out. And we're definitely going to use this area for kind of like natural park reserve together with the amusement park. So basically we're gonna try to have it all in the same location so people can walk through here, watch a little bit of the views and something like that, and they have then the amusement park where they can have fun and do whatever they want to do. I think that's the best approach for what we want to do. So let's get out of here, because we have kind of, I think we have we had some kind of notification, which I don't know what it was. I think it was academic year. Pretty much sure, yeah, it was academic year, because it's starting from the beginning. Basically, I think we got an academic work and I'm ready. Yeah, ready to mix concrete. So this one was by themselves. I didn't give them any grant or anything like that. The students, they reached by themselves. They created a academic work. So we know we have 30% chances of that happening. We need one more. So before starting anything, let's give a grant. And I think I want to go with IT engineering. I think this is kind of like where I want this college to work out more. So let's give it, I mean, I would probably give a grant for each one of these topics, but let's start with IT and engineering. And this way we have, we make sure that we will have one more academic work at the end of the year, and that means that this is going to level up, and then we can build other buildings in this area. We're going to be using all the entire area. Okay guys, so I'll start working here. Let me just change the name of Birdsong to Briar Fairyland. I think that's where I want this to be. I don't even know if this is if this is well written, but it doesn't matter. So Briar Fairyland, this is going to be the new park, amusement park. And before anything else, let's start building. Now, how I'm gonna do the land field, I'm going to first of all build a key that's going to kind of like already create the basic landing here. Then I'm gonna level up the terrain. Now we're gonna have issues with water, so before doing that, I'm going to build in here. And let's pause it because I'm gonna have to work with these electricity poles in here. We're gonna build here this building, if I can find it. Oh, here it is, the pumping service. So this is going to send trucks to kind of like pump the water that is going to start inundating that place. Now this is, I would say this is kind of like for, it's gonna be here for a long time. And it's not, maybe it's not gonna have as much usage as it probably should have, but yeah, I think it's fine, and it shouldn't be much of a problem. Either way, let's connect the electricity in here, and this should solve that issue. Okay, so now let's start building it. Okay, and I'll see you guys after the landfill is done, after I place all the entries. And everything is complete. It's gonna be a fast forwarding, a time lapse, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Okay guys, I'm back, and it was quite a ride to do this. So we finally finished the first few steps. We have entertainment level up to 671. So basically, I think the maximum I think for the next level, next two levels, I think. So 250, I think the next one is 500. So for the next two levels, this should be enough. The only issue right now is that we don't have enough visitors. We need 500 visitors. We only have 58. But yeah, that should be fine. Either way, as you guys can see, there's like a lot of empty space for all these other rides that going to be unlocked. And of course, later on, we're gonna be placing a lot of trees, but only after we unlock most of the rides and entertainment. Now, the biggest issue was this shore, and you probably saw it on the time lapse. There was like a lot of flooding happening. We did lose a few buildings in here in the park right next to the fairyland. But to be honest, I think this is not bad. I mean, the layout is not perfect, but we really don't have as much real estate, and I want to use all of that. We're gonna be building rides in here and in here, so we're gonna try to maximize all we can. We do have a lot of cafes, a lot of restrooms, and souvenir shops, pretty much on all the entrances. This is the main entrance. Makes more sense because it's near to the tram stop, so people can get out from here, go here, and yeah, then you have, like I said, I was going to build like a little bit of nature reserve in here. We do have a little bit of nature, but of course we have like the amusement, the souvenir shop, and also we have a restroom nearby to this entrance. And yeah, later on we're gonna be placing more nature park assets in here. In fact, we have a lot of them. We have unlocked all of them, so that shouldn't be much of a problem. We placed the fences in here, and everything should be fine, to the exception of one or two places. If I unlock or try to upgrade the roads, it may be a problem, but I'm not thinking about doing it anytime soon. With that done, now let's look into the bus line. I think that's the next easy thing to look into. The bus line I want to do, I need to pause the game because if I don't do that, it's going to be an issue. We are going to build, so we have 1, 2, 3. I think this is going to be the next one. It's going to be direct route through here. And then I want it to go back here and back to North Park in here. Now, I think there's a problem. We're going to try to fix it. First of all, let's look at the darker color. It's industrial, so yeah. And we're gonna call these the Valley Industry Shuttle. I think that's the best name. We're going to select 3 buses. I don't think more than those is going to be needed. With 75, I think these ones are good. We have so many buses in here that I honestly don't know how they look like. The only thing I do is I look here into the passenger capacity, and I see there's 75, so that should be fine. 3 of 75. Now, the issue has to do with this fact in here that the bus, when it stops in here, he needs to do a move around to go through here. Main reason has to do with the fact that this line in here, this lane in here only turns here, but I'm gonna do it in a way that it turns also here, so it goes both ways. And this one, yeah, this one only turns this way. That's gonna be the best approach, and everything else should be fine. I think shouldn't be much of a problem. And to fix the buses in here, let's just move this maybe like that. Oh, nope, still have to move it. Let's move it down here, which is not a bad idea. It stops here, people can walk through, they have these crossings around here. Yeah, it stops here, they can cross around here, and the other one stops here, and then, yeah, that should be fine. I'm gonna leave it that way. So we now have and we're gonna see the buses going out from here. This is the bus depot, so buses are getting out in here. They're probably gonna stop somewhere around here. Oh, you see the first one. It looks good. It's darker, so people will never mistake it for the Valley Industries. So that's good. I think that's good. Oh, the bus went out without Leighton. Okay, you're gonna have to wait for the next bus, which is coming right next. Hey, here you go. There goes the first 2 passengers to the bus line. All right, so bus line is done. Let's look. I think we already saw this, the Manor State University. It's 8 weeks away from leveling up. That's good. But what we're gonna do now is we are going to look into this area in here, and I don't want to move or touch in this main avenue because this is where we have the park, amusement park. I don't want to touch that. But I think it's time for us to look into the district. Briar district is a long district. It's a big district. I think we can and we should kind of like try to make it into maybe 2, maybe 3. I think this one could be a specific district. So we're gonna pause this because I think that's kind of like the best approach we have. So first of all, we are going to erase Briar, kind of. I'm sorry. I think this has to do with city planning, and I'm just going to hopefully do what seems to be best. Also, Manor. We have Manor State College. I don't think this needs to have anything yet. We're gonna look into all of it. Of course, this is gonna take a bit of time, but I think in the end it's gonna be the best thing we're gonna do by far. Hopefully. Okay, guys. So you probably are questioning why this break in the video. Basically, my microphone had an issue and I finished recording the video without sound, and therefore I went back now, and basically I already had saved this was the last save I could recover with before finishing the episode, which basically I just finished a few things which I'm going to show you guys. And I was going to finish the episode, and then next episode I would reveal what would show here. But I guess that we have now time, and I can show you what was done while the microphone had no sound at all. So kind of like an issue. I decided not to record it again. I didn't want to do all these again, because this took a while to do. So yeah. Okay. Let's look at what I was doing. By the way, let's just look at... let's not use the zoning. Basically, I was working with districts. So Briar, I had to divide Briar in different kind of districts. That was the main idea, the main plan. Before doing that, I was doing it. I was kind of dividing this. But I then realized I also had to change a name here. So basically, Aisha West side now is called Aisha Northwest. I think this looks because I've been playing like that. For me, it means that north is up here, south here, west and east. And I think that's how I wanted to do. Also change here to Old Town instead of Aisha East side. Kept, of course, Grove, Little Harbor, and Cherry. And when it comes to Briar, I divided it in different districts. You guys can see we have the first one, which is West Briar, which basically I'm going to keep it the way it is. It's kind of like a small suburban area with low density houses. And also commercial buildings. Although these commercial buildings, even though they are low density, they do seem to be quite big, to be honest. Then we have this one in here, which is Northeast Briar, which I have no idea what I'm gonna do yet. Here on Northeast, you have, or we have, basically elementary school and high school and a lot of houses for residential. I don't think we have, we don't have any kind of like commercial in this avenue, which is kind of like a shame. But yeah, it doesn't matter much. And then I've built this one, Aisha. I'm sorry, East Briar. So, oh yeah, there's. Let me just do this. This is East Briar also. So basically, East Briar, which maybe I should call it Southeast, but let's just call it East Briar. This is where we're going to build high density for now. This is going to be like the main focus for high density. And I've also decided to call this Center Briar. But I may change the name because the main idea I have for this section is having in mind it's so near to the amusement park and to the college. I wouldn't, and also to a highway. I think this could be like a central area. So we could go with tourism buildings, commercial offices, basically all these bigger density over here. Now, I've also did another thing, which is his Briar has a policy of high-rise band. So I don't want the buildings in here. I want them to be high density, but I don't want them to be skyscrapers. No, how is it called? Wait a second. Okay, so I don't want them to be skyscrapers. I think that's how it... I thought it would say in here, but hey, doesn't matter. I've also installed a team manager mod that allows me to add different kind of styling for the architecture of the buildings. So I'm using in here international. Now, by default, the map comes with European style. I had to activate it on my settings on the game to activate the vanilla European style also, so that I could load international buildings. And this one is gonna have like the normal kind of buildings. It's not gonna be European, it's gonna be a bit more modern, a bit more international hopefully, and it should look really nice. I also added, and I didn't finish, I just before starting I just decided to remove all of that. So I had a few parks in here. So you have a dog park in here between and near to these elementary school. You have like a basketball court. It's fine. It's good. I think it's not much of a problem. And what I want to do is zone high density. So I started zoning here with these high density commercial. I think that should be fine. I was going to zone on this area also, but I realized that maybe I want to do something else in here, maybe a park or something that really has meaning. Meanwhile, I'm not going to remove these houses from here at the moment because I've already removed too many houses in here and we're gonna lose people. We're gonna bring back them, of course, but it's gonna take probably a while. By the way, let me just zone all of this as to the exception of these ones, of course. Let's zone all of this as does it? Oh yeah, of course. Let's zone this as high density residential. It's gonna be fine. They can be connected to this avenue, which seems to be a good idea. Through here, I'm not entirely sure what I want to do. I could place some trees to do some kind of buffer between this commercial. It's gonna be very noisy, this area in here. I'm thinking maybe offices, and because we have high raised band, I think we can have like offices in here. It doesn't need to be many offices, but at least it gives a little bit of a buffer through these ones in here. So let's see if we have... Okay, I think we can, and we should just erase this one in here and kind of like build a walking path in here. It was supposed to just be... I was supposed only to showcase what I'm doing here, or what I did, but of course I've realized I still have things to do. And therefore, why not placing a few things over here? So basically, we have now a few offices. Hopefully, they're not going to be too big, and it gives a little bit more value to this avenue that I've built, because we had like this kind of normal road, and I just built an avenue because this is going to be kind of like it's separation between these districts. This one in here, I haven't done it yet, but when I start working here, which is going to be more of a touristic area with tourism, commercial buildings, maybe some unique buildings. We have a few, I think we have like a few of them that could be really good in here, if I can find them, of course. Let me see, we had one, I don't think we have unlocked it yet, but we could have... yeah, I don't think we have unlocked it yet. But basically, we could have like different kind of buildings in here. Among them, a theater wouldn't be a bad idea, but we need 5 inches of cemeteries to be a shopping center. Yeah, we need more residential zones being built. That's gonna be another idea. We can bring them to here when we unlock them. And oh, we do have department store, which has a bit of entertainment, and I think it can have quite tourists in here. A cinema, also we can have that in here. So yeah, we can bring a few buildings in here later on, not at the moment. And that means also we are going to change this. So we have like the highway that connects into here, a two-way highway basically, or a two-lane highway, and it connects into an avenue, a two-lane avenue, or four-lane avenue, because you have two in each side. But I think we're gonna go and change this to a six-lane avenue, mostly because if we want cars to park or access to the to the buildings, the high-density buildings that are gonna be here, the commercial buildings, then we may want them to have like this specific lane that doesn't disturb traffic, that for cars that want to move through here and go through here. At least that's kind of like my idea. Alright, so basically that was it. I have also cleaned up this area in here. We can have something, I haven't thought much about what we're gonna do here, but this is all East Briar. Definitely we're gonna have like a very big park. I think we're gonna have a park similar to what we have in here. Very big, it's relative. We're gonna have a good park. I mean, this one is not as big, but it's big enough for the area, and that's kind of what I want. Okay guys, so that's basically it. I'm just gonna fast forward this a little bit. Let's see what kind of buildings we get in here, what kind of construction we will have. Hopefully it's gonna be really good. A lot more people will come in. We've lost quite a few people, of course. We've destroyed a few houses. But the new buildings we're building, they will have a lot more capacity. A lot more people will be able to live in these residences, in these apartments. And they're not going to be skyscrapers, no, but they definitely will have an increase in the number of people that can live there and in this specific location. And we are already seeing people are coming in. We've lost, but we are coming in with people. Hopefully we will reach the next milestone and we will see what happens. Either way, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to see you guys on my next video. Subscribe if you haven't done it yet. Leave a thumbs up if you really enjoyed the video. Leave a comment if you have any kind of suggestions. Be free. I'm always open to new ideas for the series. And yeah, hope to see you guys on my next video. Cheers.